All right, let's dive right in. Today we're talking about something called insurance riders. If you've ever looked at a standard insurance plan and felt like it's a bit generic, like it wasn't really built for your life with your specific goals and worries, well, you are in exactly the right place. We're going to show you how to take a basic plan and turn it into your own personal financial shield.
Really think about that for a second. A basic policy is a fantastic starting point, but our lives aren't basic, are they? Especially as professionals, we have unique needs, we face different risks, we have bigger dreams. A one-size-fits-all plan is bound to have gaps, and those are the gaps we're going to learn how to fill today.
So how do we fix this? How do we make an insurance plan personal? The answer is with something called a rider. And it sounds technical, but it's really not. Think of your main insurance policy as a brand new smartphone. A rider is like an app you choose to install. You pick the ones you need to make it perfectly suited for your life. It's all about adding extra layers of protection and customizing it just for you.
And this, right here, is the game changer. This is how your insurance stops being just a piece of paper and becomes a dynamic, personalized financial tool that works for you. Okay, before we jump into all the cool types of protection you can add, we need to quickly look under the hood. There's one technical thing you really need to get, but trust me, understanding this will make you so much smarter about your choices. Think of it as choosing the engine that powers all your add-ons.
So you've got two main flavors here: unit deducting riders, or UDRs, and premium paying riders, or PPRs. With UDRs, the cost gets pulled from your policy's investment fund. So your upfront payment, your premium, feels cheaper. The catch? The cost goes up as you get older, and it kind of depends on how the market is doing. On the other side, you have PPRs. These are way more straightforward. The cost is just baked into your regular premium. Yeah, it means a higher payment out of your pocket, but it's predictable, and your coverage is locked in as long as you're paying.
So why does this even matter? Well, it's a huge deal. This choice directly impacts your budget today and the health of your policy for years to come. It really boils down to this. Are you comfortable with a bit of market risk for a lower initial premium? Or do you prefer the absolute peace of mind of a fixed cost with no surprises? There's no wrong answer, but it's a strategic choice you have to make.
Okay, technical stuff is over. Now for the fun part. Let's actually build your shield. We're going to tackle this by looking at those big what-if questions that, can sometimes keep us up at night. Let's start with a big one. It's something we all hope never, ever happens, but we absolutely have to be ready for it. An accident can throw a major wrench in your plans, affecting your work, your income, everything. So, how can riders help here?
You have two main tools in your arsenal for this scenario. First is the Personal Accident, or PA rider. It's laser-focused on, accidents. It even gives you an extra payout for specific situations, which is great. But then look at the Total and Permanent Disability, or TPD rider. This one is much broader. It covers you if you can no longer work because of an injury or an illness. That is a massive difference, and it's super important to understand.
All right, next, what if? And for so many of us Filipino professionals, this is probably the number one worry. We all know how fast medical bills can escalate. We've all heard the stories, right? One unexpected stay in the hospital can literally wipe out years of hard-earned savings. So, there are two main ways riders can help here. First, you have the Hospital Income Benefit, or HIB. Think of this like getting a daily allowance for every day you're confined. It's perfect for covering lost income or other expenses that aren't on the main hospital bill. Then you've got medical benefit riders, like EMBR. This is the heavy hitter. It works more like an HMO, designed to directly pay for the big stuff: the hospital room, the doctor's fees, the procedures.
And check this out, because this is where insurance gets really smart and really useful for our modern lives. The Enhanced Medical Benefit Rider isn't just about when things go wrong. It's also about helping you stay healthy. It can include proactive benefits like annual physicals, basic dental care, and even access to teleconsultation and mental health support. This is protection that's moving beyond emergencies and into everyday wellness.
Okay, let's talk about the toughest what if, the one we truly hope we never have to face. A critical illness diagnosis is more than just a health crisis. It's a financial crisis. It can mean stopping work, facing huge treatment costs. The financial stress can be overwhelming.
For this, you basically have a choice to make, and it's all about balance. The 10CI rider is an affordable way to get a strong, essential foundation, covering the 10 most common major illnesses. But if you want a much wider safety net, the ECI rider is a fortress. It gives you a large lump sum cash benefit for a list of 56 different conditions, giving you maximum peace of mind.
So we've talked about all these amazing ways to protect yourself. But here's a crucial question. What happens if a disability or illness strikes and you suddenly can't even afford to pay for your protection plan itself? It's a scary thought, but there's a rider for that too.
This right here is one of the most brilliant and important riders you can get. It's called a waiver of premium. It's exactly what it sounds like. If you suffer a covered disability or critical illness, the insurance company basically says, don't worry about the payments, we got this. You just focus on getting better. They step in and pay the premiums for you so your entire financial shield stays up when you need it most.
And you might be thinking, is it complicated? Not at all. It's designed to be super straightforward because the last thing you need is more stress. A covered event happens, you file the claim, and then AIA takes over the payments. Simple as that. Your plan stays active and you can focus on your recovery.
Whew, okay. We've gone through a lot, haven't we? From the nitty-gritty of how riders are paid for to all the different ways you can protect your life and your health. But now, all of these pieces, all of these tools are on the table for you to build with. So, let's do a super quick rundown of the big ideas from this crash course. First, riders are your tools for customization. Second, understanding UDR versus PPR is key to managing your costs. Third, pick riders based on the what-ifs that matter most to you. Fourth, the waiver rider is the ultimate safety net for your safety net. And finally, remember that insurance today is about wellness, not just emergencies.
Look, knowing all this stuff is amazing. It's empowering. But the real magic happens when you turn that knowledge into an actual real-life plan. And that's something you definitely don't have to figure out all on your own. And that's where having a guide, a specialist, can make all the difference. I personally recommend reaching out to Argel Tiburcio. He's an expert in both insurance and HMOs, and he can sit down with you to help you pick and choose the right combination of riders to build the perfect financial shield for your life.
So, I'll leave you with this final question. Now that you know what's possible, now that you know the tools in the toolbox, what does your ideal financial shield actually look like? How will you build it to protect the amazing future you're working so hard to create? Think about it. Thanks so much for joining me.